following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Macomb got into the Christmas spirit over the weekend, embracing the Victorian era.
I think if someone gets hit, the city would be liable.
The city of Macomb continues to discuss the removal of snow to keep pedestrians safe. So how will it affect your pocketbook?
Some state services breathe a sigh of relief. Some budget measures passed, but what remains for lawmakers to do?
Those stories in a moment, but we begin with developing news out of Western Illinois University, where university leaders say 50 faculty positions could be eliminated, as well as some programs due to the state budget impasse and decreasing state funding.
President Jack Thomas says these changes are inevitable as the state faces this unprecedented situation.
Thomas says the university is implementing a multifaceted approach to save money at the university. First, through a retirement incentive program. 50 employees have taken that offer and will retire at the end of this month. Second, the university is proposing a tuition reduction for new incoming students. Third, the university will reduce programs, services, personnel through attribution and layoffs. Personnel reductions would take effect July 1st, 2016.
We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Continuing with Budget Impasse 2015 coverage, Illinois lawmakers approve a partial budget sending more than $3 billion to local governments, lottery winners, and domestic violence services. The vote passed the Senate 53-0. Higher education and many social services are still not seeing any funding. The state has been without a budget for 5 months. Governor Bruce Rauner and legislative leaders are meeting today in Chicago for more budget discussions. A recent sexual assault investigation uncovers 2 other alleged sexual assaults. This weekend, OPS received a report a female student had been sexually assaulted. The woman told OPS she knew the suspect. OPS interviewed 2 other female students while investigating this case. Those 2 investigators, they were also sexually assaulted earlier this semester.
At Monday night City Council meeting, the aldermen once again discussed snow removal along highways, school zones, and the downtown square. Mayor Mike Inman says the residents within these restricted zones will require to remove the snow on their property within 24 hours of the snowfall.
The city would remove the snow or ice, and then we would bill them. And it's not going to be an absorbent amount, but it's going to be enough to more than cover our costs for that removal.
Residents will have 28 days to pay their bill, and if they do not pay, then the city moves it on to a collection agency. Now, the city is facing a time crunch of passing this code before the first snowfall. It could be January 1st before this passed. And it's not looking like a winter wonderland outside, but we're seeing above average temperatures this week in the 50s, although we're not only 2 weeks away from the first official day of winter. If we take a look outside right now, you can see it's 50 degrees, nothing like winter at all. Humidity is 74%, and that's due to a pressure system that's moving into the area this evening. Winds are very low at 6 miles per hour. And then as you can see here on the radar, there is some cloud coverage across the region and some rain that could be moving into the area tonight, but by the time that it reaches us, it should only be a couple sprinkles, nothing that will create a lot of snow, or excuse me, a lot of rain. And then at the temperatures around the area, you can see that everyone once again is above average. I will have a full look at your forecast ahead, but no worries, we're not seeing any snow just yet. And an annual event that brings adults and kids to the downtown holiday traditions, they filled with memories across the square. Jenna Brutleg has more on the story.
Since 1982, the Children's Shopping Mall has been a big part of Dickens on the Square. For the last 20 years, Laura Leeser, Senior Vice President at Citizens Bank, has been in charge, making sure the kids have just as much fun as she did as a student.
It's been very well received in our community, and the kids and parents really seem to like it, as well as my merchants.
The shopping started at 1 p.m., and the little mall had already seen quite a crowd.
We've had 300 children so far, and it's not even 2:30 yet.
Children could choose to go with personal shoppers who were volunteer WIU students. The kids' gifts were wrapped and labeled by the merchant to keep things a surprise for mom and dad.
Here, the vendors come and they set up their own little booths, and they have merchandise, and everything's $12, $10, everything's under $20, and there's no tax charged.
After visiting the kids' shopping mall, many of them moved across the street to visit Santa.
I get to sit on this lap and I almost tripped over his shoe.
The kids were eager to tell what they want for Christmas from Santa this year.
A drum set and a piano. Dollies and dolls. And then Jason.
There were lots of fun activities for the kids and adults to see and do. That included free rides on a horse-drawn carriage or wagon. Reporting for News 3, I'm Jenna Brugwald.
Thanks, Jenna. WIU engineering students in the Quad Cities get a generous donation. A news release says the Roy J. Carver Charitable Trust donated $161,000. That money to expand lab space and enhance learning opportunities. The donation will also support the repurposing of 2 existing spaces into a modern computer-aided design classroom and an innovation lab. Work on the project should start this semester with a plan to finish this summer. WIU's Theater and Dance presents Somnia Mundi. It's a theater production with an improvised script performed by a group of people. They perform this Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in the Simpkins Theater. General admission tickets are $5 and students get in free with their student ID.
The season of giving is underway. One way WIU is giving back is with the Holiday Blood Drive. News 3's Dakota Sherwin got an in-depth look what happens behind the needle that saves lives.
Last Thursday, Western Illinois held an event called Giving Back for Holidays, the Power of Blood at the Student Recreation Center. Some events being held were the Blood Drive, hosted by the American Red Cross, as well as blood typing, held by the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center.
Blood typing is extremely important. It's always a good thing to have in your back pocket just in case if there's an emergency and if you have a car crash or something. So if you have that in your back pocket, you can give it to emergency personnel so they can give you the exact blood that you need instead of guessing.
Another good aspect of knowing blood type is being able to know who you can donate to. However, donating blood has a few requirements that need to be met first.
3 things that you really need to have so you can give blood is your iron has to be at a certain level, and you also have to have like feeling well, you don't have a fever at all, and your blood pressure is right on point too.
After everything is cleared, you're asked to sit down, have the equipment put on you, and then just wait.
As simple as a process as it is to actually donate blood, it's a surprise that only 10% of those that are available to actually do it.
The lack of people donating can create problems for those that need blood, as well as hospitals that are on shortage. But it's always good to hear that there are those that are donating, and for good reasons.
I enjoy donating blood just because I know it helps somebody out there. It gives you a good feeling, all that stuff. I like to make a difference.
Donating is quick, easy, and is rewarded with snacks for the road. For News 3, I'm Dakota Sherwin.
Thank you, Dakota. WIU isn't the only one giving the spirit back. The Macomb Police and Fire Departments are hosting a Holiday Heroes Blood Drive. All donors will receive a long-sleeve holiday shirt and will be entered for a chance to win an hourly raffle. A photo ID is required in order to donate. The Leathernecks may have lost this Saturday's football match against Illinois State, but it did not stop some fans from having a good time. People gathered at Sports Corner on the square for a viewing party hosted by the Alumni Association. Some dressed in purple and gold gear to support and watch their Leathernecks make it to the playoffs. One fan says he is excited to see his school doing so well.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. Then actually going to the games, haven't really attended the past couple years. Definitely proud to be a Neck.
Before heading home for winter break, you can get your WIU calendar signed by Colonel Rock III. From 11:30 to 12:30 on December 17th, Rocky will sign calendars, leaving them with an official Rocky paw print sticker. The 2016 calendar, created by Jessica Lambert, features pictures of Rocky and important dates at WIU, such as Founders Day and Homecoming. A portion of the proceeds from calendar sales go toward the Colonel Rock III Fund, which helps meet travel-related food, healthcare, and clothing expenses.
WIU students will soon see one Disney animated movie come to life. Biology, chemistry, and physics departments at Western Illinois are all teaming up for a science demonstration inspired by the animated movie Big Hero 6. The 90-minute show will feature demonstrations with lasers, rockets, lights, and electricity. Audience members are welcome to dress up as their favorite superhero this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. in Currents Hall for the event. The days of dial-up are long gone.
But a new revolution in internet coming to some lucky residents in the Midwest.
Still ahead, it's internet at the speed of light. The announcement Google made today, many in the Windy City will rejoice.
And federal agencies are once again running out of money. So how does Congress plan on keeping the government open? That's next on Live at 4.
distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region,
tornadoes tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
You're the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to city council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part. And the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Emily Manley, Brianna Descoret, Storm Team 3's 5-day outlook, and sports with Aaron Sutira. Live at 4 continues.
Congress is working on a short-term spending deal to keep the federal government open. Funding for many federal agencies runs out December 11th. House Speaker Paul Ryan says lawmakers are not going to rush a long-term spending deal just to make that deadline.
These negotiations are ongoing. We know that we're going to get it right instead of get it done fast. We are not going to waive the 3-day rule. We're going to make sure that members of Congress and therefore the public have the time to read what is agreed to. But we're not going to let the arbitrary December 11th deadline stop us from getting this right. We're going to get the best agreement we can possibly get.
Democrats have said they will not support a spending bill that blocks funding for Planned Parenthood or the president's plan to resettle Syrian refugees in the U.S.
Authorities in Grand County, Utah are searching for the owner of a car abandoned off Interstate 70 earlier this week. The car is registered to Michael Cavallari, brother-in-law of Chicago Bears quarterback Jay Cutler. Authorities say surveillance video shows Cavallari at a convenience store only 4 hours before his car was found. They add he was within walking distance from the interstate and hope someone may have seen him walking or hitchhiking. Gun control is in the focus of a forum on Capitol Hill today. The House Gun Violence Prevention Task Force discussed causes, costs, and the best ways to reduce gun violence in the U.S. On Saturday, President Obama asked Congress to make it harder for the people on the government's no-fly list to buy guns. He also said it should be harder for all Americans to buy assault weapons.
Chicago could be added to the list of some cities enjoying some of the fastest internet available. Google announced today they were looking into implementing Google Fiber into the city of Chicago. Chicago must agree to provide permits to install the fiber existing infrastructure and build Google Huts. Google Fiber allows to enjoy internet speed of up to 1,000 megabytes per second. This speed could allow users to download an HD video in less than 10 seconds.
Christmas is a little more than 2 weeks away, and it is 50 degrees outside. Where is the snow and cold weather?
That is a great question, but I'll be in the Storm Teams 3 Weather Center next with a look at the temps.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Let's take a gorgeous look outside at the sun. It's so nice to see the sun, and we're going to see the sun for the next few days. A couple sprinkles tonight, but let's talk about that in a little bit. Temperature is 50 degrees outside. Winds pretty low, 6 miles per hour. This is moving into the temperatures around the area. You can see that in St. Louis, it is 62 degrees. Davenport, it is 48. This is that low pressure system that's going to be moving into the area, which could cause us a couple sprinkles tonight and into early morning, but nothing to be concerned about. No thunderstorms and no heavy rain at all either. This is moving into right now. This is that cloud coverage that I was talking about. That system is that low pressure system, and that's going to move into our area, but once again, not going to cause any big problems. This is moving into tonight, though. You can see that it's going to get quite cold outside, but don't worry, we're going to warm up again tomorrow. 44 in St. Louis, 37 in Davenport. Low pressure system moves through, and this is into tomorrow. You can see that in St. Louis, it's going to be another great day in Chicago, 44 degrees, much warmer than it's supposed to be right now. Temperatures right now is supposed to be around 35 to 39 degrees for our area, and we are in the 50s. How crazy is that? Hard to believe that Christmas is just a few weeks away. This is tomorrow night, 37 degrees in Davenport, 35 in Chicago, not hitting the freezing point, which is hard to believe for this time of year. This is talking on to Saturday. This is a low pressure system that's going to collide with a high pressure system, which is going to cause us some rain later on into Saturday and even into Sunday. But because of this warm air that is coming from the south, this is going to cause temperatures in the 60s. So let's get all excited about that, and it's going to be just a fabulous week outside. Low for tonight, 38 degrees. Winds do pick up a little bit, and that's that low pressure system that is moving in, which is going to cause us some raindrops. And then tomorrow we see a high of 52 degrees, mostly sunny. Winds, once again, 5 to 10 miles per hour, just another gorgeous day outside. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast and just enjoy everything that I'm going to tell you here. You can see that on Wednesday, 52 degrees, Thursday, 60 degrees, and Friday, 59, Saturday, 59. Problem is that we will see some rain this weekend, but you know what? That's going to be okay because I'm enjoying these temps right now. It's the middle of December where we're supposed to be in our heavy coats, and I can walk to class in a sweatshirt or a light jacket, which I find absolutely fantastic. And I know that we're all probably enjoying it, but people want a white Christmas. So we'll see what next week entails when the temperatures do drop down a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely want a white Christmas. Thank you, Emily.
And coming up in sports, the Western Illinois men's basketball team faced its second Big Ten team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, last night in Iowa. Macomb High Bombers basketball faced Quincy Notre Dame at home on Saturday night. And the Leatherneck women's basketball team took on the Ashford Saints after a 3-game road trip down south. All that and more after the break.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go! To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Which planet are we living on? Earth! Right
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
Welcome back to Live at 4. The Macomb Bombers boys basketball team welcomed Quincy Notre Dame to a night game at home on Saturday night. Macomb High's head coach Jeremy Anderson with some last-minute instructions for his Bombers. And as the Grant Hannett show early, scoring for the first 6 points for Macomb, knocking down the top-of-the-key jumper there. And from straightaway, Trey gets the shooter's roll as Macomb leads 17-16 after the first quarter. And second quarter now, Quincy Notre Dame on the run, and it's Johnny Ray pulling up and hits the baseline jumper. The Raiders will build a solid lead because of Bombers' turnovers, and this steal here leads to an easy layup by Justin Bordoff. And the final 1.7 seconds were exciting in the first half as an inbound Corby Foxall with a buzzer-beating three makes it 40-33 Raiders ahead at the break. And 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Sizable advantage for Quincy Notre Dame. And Tanner Stuckman sticks a dunk, if you want to call it that, getting a couple fingers on the rim there. Macomb High struggling in the answer, though, all second half. But somehow Joey Berkey flips the shot in, but that unbelievable shot wasn't enough. And the final score would be Quincy Notre Dame on top, 84-59. After the loss, the Bombers will move to the 3-3 on the season. The next contest will be on the road at West Hancock this Friday night. Tip-off at 7:30. The Western Illinois men's basketball team took on the Iowa Hawkeyes for the second Big Ten team they would face this season. And unfortunately, this one did not end the same way as last time. Western would be down 53-32 at halftime, and the 6-2 Hawkeyes never looked back. Iowa would top the Leathernecks 90-56. Western from the floor shot a low 34.8%, and from beyond the arc, they would be 6 for 22. Leathernecks moved to 6-2 on the season and faced Eastern Illinois this Saturday at home. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. Then following the men's basketball game, Western Illinois women's basketball returned home after a short road trip to take on the NAIA Division Ashford Saints. And this is the first time Western has been home since they packed the gym with elementary students on Elementary Day against SEMO. Early in the first quarter, Sophie Reichelt from beyond the arc bangs in a three to put Western on top 9-4. Western's defense was stellar here as Maher with pressure, and it's Higginbotham works one of the many steals Western would have on the day. Western rolling 29-19. Start of the third quarter now, Boyle from the inside to Reichelt again with a 15-footer, and Western would go up 44-31. Move to the fourth quarter now. It's Western finding the rhythm with the three-game finally. McClintock as the net barely moves when the ball falls through from that one. They'll move to the tail end of the fourth here as Western up 81-49, and Emily Clemens again with the rhythm with a three-point shot here. Just bangs it in, and Western would demolish the Saints in front of a nice home crowd. After a slow start first half from beyond the arc, the Leathernecks would find the groove in the second half to help them top the Saints 86-58. Reichelt continued her hot streak as she led the team with 21 points. The women's next contest is this Saturday at home against University of Illinois Chicago. Tip-off is set for 4:30 following the men's basketball. After beating Dayton in their first round of the playoffs, the Leatherneck football team faced its in-state foe, Illinois State, on Saturday in round 2 of the FCS playoffs. It was a defensive battle throughout the first half, score being 7-6 Redbirds going into halftime. Leathernecks would take a third quarter lead 12-7, but struggled to hold on as the Redbirds started to ignite the running game. 4 rushing touchdowns would eat up the Leatherneck defense as they would fall to the Redbirds 36-19. Rushing yards would kill the Leathernecks as the Redbirds outrushed Western 350 total rushing yards to the Leathernecks 18. Sean McGuire would be 22 for 43 and throw for 341 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Western's defense had 2 picks, though, on one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. This is going to be a team to watch next season as the Leathernecks maintain plenty of depth on both sides of the ball, despite some of the current seniors leaving due to graduation. That's it for sports. Final word next.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Crack yellow.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Finals week quickly approaching. WIU libraries are offering students an opportunity to blow off some steam. Stress relief stations will be set up on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the Malpass Library through Friday the 18th.
Students will have access to coloring pages, a walkable labyrinth, free coffee, and more in order to unwind. University libraries encourage anyone studying for finals to check out these options if they need a break.
I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
Yes.
Now, let's move on to something that makes my day even a little bit better. After a hard breakup, a tub of ice cream cures the heart. After a heavy night of studying for finals, treat yourself to a brownie.
Today is National Brownie Day, the sweetest mix of a cookie and a cake. The first variety of brownies turned up in the 1800s in lovely Chicago.
That's right, there are many different types of brownies for those sweet lovers out there. I love a brownie every once in a while.
Yes.
I came home last night and my roommate made cookies.
I'm so jealous of you.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Maybe you can get some brownie baking in. Actually, I'm wrong because it's not going to snow. Tonight we're going to see a low of 38 degrees. Winds do pick up a little bit. We're going to see a few sprinkles tonight, but don't worry about that because it's not going to be anything you should be concerned about. Moving in tomorrow, we're going to see that sun again. It's going to be a high of 52 degrees. If we look at the 5-day forecast, you can see that another gorgeous weekend here. If you have to get your Christmas tree, make sure you get it this weekend. Get it early enough on Saturday before the rain starts on Saturday afternoon, and then hang up the rest of those Christmas lights.
I need to get a Christmas tree.
It's a good year for it. The temperatures have been great for it. So that's all from us today. Stay tuned to our Thursday show for our last Live at 4 of the semester.
You can stay up to date with us all the time on Facebook. Search NEWS3 WIU.
I'm Emily Manley.
And for Eric Sutera, I'm Brianna Descaret.
And from all of us here at NEWS3, have a great evening.